past 2 years, the entertainment industry has been severely damaged by the coronavirus pandemic. Many people have been vocal about missing music concerts, but live theatrical performances have also been severely impacted. During this period of isolation, we have needed entertainment more than ever before. Luckily, we live in the internet age, where the majority of us have access to streaming sites that offer a plethora of films and TV shows for us to binge. The entertainment industry, despite being severely hindered in its ability to have live performances and new productions, has managed to provide a sense of comfort and support to those of us who need it in this time. The coronavirus, in some weird way, has taught us how important the entertainment industry and the people who work in it are. The entertainment industry is dominated by American and European actors, and therefore, as Australians, when we see a fellow Australian on the international stage, it ignites a sense of pride. As Australians, we feel a sense of recognition and representation through these actors, even if they are putting on American accents most of the time. One of the most successful Australian actors of our time is Hugh Jackman. But what is it that makes him stand out from the rest? To answer this question, we will first explore his journey into acting and the influences that helped shape him into the actor he is today. Jackman was born in Sydney in 1968. He always loved live theatre, but had no plans of becoming a professional actor. At university in 1991, he was majoring in communications and looking towards a career in journalism. He needed some extra credits to graduate, and so his friends encouraged him to take drama, as it would be an easy A. However, he soon found out that class was a lot more work than he thought it would be, admitting he was shocked at how challenging it was. Through this class, Jackman became hooked on acting. During this time, he began working temporary jobs to pay for classes at the Actors Centre Australia. Reflecting on his time at ACTA, he said he gained a love of the craft, and he said that it was fun and made us realise that this is a very honourable, worthy and challenging path to take. He graduated after a year in 1992, and then chose to continue his studies at the Western Australian Academy of Performing Arts. At this time, Jackman turned down a role in the television show Neighbours against his agent's advice, as he'd set his sights on working for a theatre company like the Royal Shakespeare Company. In 1994, Jackman graduated from WAAPA, and he made a 5-year pact with himself. He would work 7 days a week, never say no to auditions, volunteer to do free readings with casting agents, and write constantly to producers. And if that didn't work, he would do something else, like start his own theatre company. However, it didn't take long after graduating for Jackman to land a role in the TV show Corelli, and 2 years later he took to the stage, acting as the lead in the Australian premiere of Andrew Lloyd Webber's musical adaptation of Sunset Boulevard. That performance led him to London's Royal National Theatre, where he scored the role of Curly in a revival of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma. It was in 2000 that he made his Hollywood debut in X-Men as Wolverine, the role that would establish him as a reputable action star. But Jackman did not stop there, demonstrating his range with a pair of romantic comedies, Someone Like You and Kate and Leopold. In 2003, Jackman made his Broadway debut as Peter Allen in the musical The Boy from Oz. Over the years, Jackman has continued to demonstrate his wide range of acting skills that come not only from natural talent, but also hard work and dedication. Obviously, to get to where he is today, Jackman received the help and mentorship of several people, such as his former acting teacher, Leslie Jones from WAAPA, and famous Bollywood actor Shah Rukh Khan, with whom he shares a mutual appreciation for each other. Jackman himself has become a role model for those who are just starting out on their acting careers. In one interview, he gave his own acting advice, which can help us further understand his approach to acting. The first point he made was about having trust in the director and openly communicating. He says that communication is vital to the process and can help reduce self-doubt, which is the last thing you ever want in front of the camera. A performer who is unsure of themselves, who has not made choices, who cannot take direction, is going to really struggle. Jackman also says it's okay to be nervous, that being uncomfortable doesn't mean you're performing badly. When he goes into auditions, he said he always treats them as if they are a first rehearsal. This way, it's about working together, rather than just trying to please the director. Jackman claimed this mindset helps him to feel less nervous. By positioning himself like he already had the job in his mind, it helped free him up in the room. Lastly, Jackman talked about how he finds the movement of a character to be very important, and that he will spend hours just walking around inhabiting a character, working from the top down or from the feet up, imagining how that character walks, how that character sits, how that character holds themselves when they're angry, how they sleep. He says it really informs how to play a character. For example, he admitted that he reveled in the physical side of Wolverine, and that he took it very seriously, spending a long time studying animals and trying to work out how to incorporate images and moves from the comic books. This hard work clearly paid off, with his powerful physicality being strongly evident in his portrayal of Wolverine in the X-Men series, making his character seem more natural and realistic to audiences, and enabling him to stand out among the other actors on screen. By now, you've probably realized I'm quite biased towards Hugh Jackman, and that I think he is an amazing actor. But I'm not the only one who thinks so. As a famous actor who has been a part of many mainstream films and TV shows, there have been many people who have analyzed Jackman's work, and the majority of them have good things to say about him. In 2017, Jackman retired from the role of Wolverine, which he had played for 17 years, and in just 8 months, his new film, The Greatest Showman, was released, in which he played the lead role of P.T. Barnum. Although many people disagreed with the portrayal of P.T. Barnum as a good man, people were still able to enjoy Jackman's performance, with people saying that Jackman seems incapable of giving an unappealing performance, despite there being no texture to his role. In The Guardian's reporting of it, they claimed that Jackman gives this the musical heft that it needs. He has the musical theatre chops and the film pizzazz to sell it. It's not a film to break molds or test boundaries, yet Jackman's real charm will carry you along. This is not the first time that Jackman has been praised for his performance, despite people not liking his character or even the production itself. For example, people were mostly complimentary about his portrayal of Peter Allen in the stage production The Boy from Oz. People said Jackman was the heart and soul of The Boy from Oz. His relaxed presence oozes likable charm. His smile warms an entire auditorium, and he even sings like a dream too, and dances with a carefree exuberance. The Variety reported that Jackman gave a vital and engaging performance in this pitifully flimsy musical, almost in spite of the material he's been handed, and that it was a sad waste of an exciting talent. Over the years, Jackman has also been nominated for and received numerous awards for his acting and contribution to the world of entertainment. Jackman was awarded a Golden Globe for his performance in the film Les Miserables in 2013. He won a Grammy for The Greatest Showman and a Tony for The Boy from Oz. He also received another Tony in 2012 for his overall contributions to the Broadway community, recognizing his accomplishments both as a performer and a humanitarian. And that's all without mentioning the amount of nominations he has received, which are a feat in themselves, and the smaller awards he has won, such as an MTV Movie Award for Best Duo from his performance in the film Logan. Arguably, however, the most notable award he has received so far has been the Companion of the Order, which is the highest of the 4 levels of the Order of Australia. Jackman received this honour in 2019 for his services to the performing arts and the wider community. Jackman is an incredibly talented individual. He can act, sing, dance, play several musical instruments, host events, and produce films. He is well known for the variety in his roles, from romantic comedies to action horror films, even lending his voice to a few animated characters. And of course, we can't forget superhero movies and the role that made him famous, Wolverine. Jackman has also had huge success on the stage with plays such as The Boy from Oz and Oklahoma. While many people think film and theatre require very different skills, Jackman has a slightly different opinion. He admits that, obviously, on the day there is a difference. As an actor, you have many tools: your body, your voice, your emotions, mentally. In film, you have your eyes because they communicate your thought process. In fact, generally in film, what you don't say is more important than what you say. Whereas on stage, this is not so much the case. However, he says if you haven't done the kind of acting that relies heavily on your ability to express through solely body language, if you don't know what's going on internally and there's no real thought behind it, then no one will feel anything. Jackman said he's forever grateful that he did theatre first because he thinks it's much easier to be able to distill the technique from theatre, as there are genuine muscles that you need on the stage that you don't develop in film. As a reputable actor both on screen and stage, Jackman is able to provide insight into the differences and similarities in the processes, and his success in both shows how much skill he possesses. Other than being an obviously talented actor, Jackman frequently displays how kind and hardworking he is. For example, in 2014, Jackman and his wife Deborah Lee Furness founded the Jackman Furness Foundation for the Performing Arts in order to support the performing arts in Australia and the institutions that train our wealth of talent, giving back to the communities that helped start his own career. Hugh Jackman is one of my favourite Australian actors. As an audience member, I can enjoy the way he is able to physically embody and portray characters on film in a way that many other actors are unable to, whether this is because of his previous training or the fact he started off in theatre. I appreciate how kind and friendly he seems to be from the stories I hear about his happy family, the surprising lack of scandals for a celebrity, or the founding of the Jackman Furness Foundation for the Performing Arts. Furthermore, I really admire the fact that he can act, sing, dance, and even play musical instruments. It shows just how hardworking he is. As a budding actor, I especially appreciate the versatility and range Jackman presents through his acting, in many different genres as well as many different personalities. Often you see actors who are heavily typecasted into particular roles, and you become bored of watching them act the same thing over and over again. But you don't get that with Hugh Jackman, which makes his acting not only more enjoyable but also inspirational, as it shows that actors can portray many different types of characters. It is also incredibly inspirational as a young actor to see someone who has come from the same kind of background as you rise up to the top of Hollywood and Broadway. While I don't think I'll personally be striving to get as high as he has reached, it certainly makes me feel less uncertain about the underdeveloped acting industry in Australia compared to countries like America. To conclude, I want to leave you with a quote that I think sums up Jackman's personality very well, and is a quote that personally resonates for me. I act because I felt in acting some of the most free moments of my life. I think it's also the one thing that scares me the most. Thank you for listening.